engagement and support. Over here, I would like to add that Sir is a leader who is highly appreciated for his fresh thoughts, optimistic approaches, and gentle behavior. My best wishes, sir, for your blog. Hello. Now, I welcome Dr. Manu Vora, the chief guest for the occasion. I thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Very quickly, I'm reading. Vinay, could you share the slide about the sir? Sir is chairman and president, Business Excellence Incorporation USA since 2000. He has 46 years leadership experience guiding Fortune 500 companies. He has delivered 1,150 presentations and published 70 scholarly articles. He wrote 50 blog posts on quality management. He gave 2 TEDx talks in 2013 in India and USA. He is appointed Fulbright Specialist, US Department of State 2016 till 2023. He is an invited member of AICTE New Education Policy 2020 Implementation Plan Committee. He is BTech IIT BHU Varanasi, MS and PhD Chemical Engineering IIT Chicago, MBA with Marketing Management. He's got 56 awards for outstanding professional contribution, 35 awards for lifelong selfless community. We welcome you, sir. Now over to you, sir, for your session, sir, for presentation.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Usha-ji, for very kind invite. Congratulations, Dr. Prabhat-ji, for wonderful leadership. And whatever you are describing in your presentation, those are the needs of the day. And I wish rest of the institutes which are represented here take the clue, and we together we can all build great future for India. And we have a great opportunity to deploy national education policy in the next 15 years. And that will require collective effort, very collaborative way, and learning from each other, what works, what does not work, and make the best use of the resources. So let me share my presentation, and I will keep my remarks brief for about 15 minutes allotted to me. And my topic is in line with Dr. Prabhatji's point, create magic in the classroom for learners' engagement. So I will focus on 3 things. First, how do we create learners' engagement, whether they are the students or the executives getting the continuous training? Faculty, how do they become excellent in what they do? Because unless the faculty is empowered, they cannot empower the students. So it has to start at the faculty first and then transmitted to students. And the next thing is the importance of soft skill, which not many institutes in India focus on. We focus generally on the technical or the hard skill only. So in any domain, when we want to do engagement, faculty excellence, business analytics, I think we can use Dr. Deming's cycle, plan, do, study, and act. Just to refresh everybody's memory, Dr. Deming along with Dr. Juran, these were the 2 scientists sent to Japan after World War II by the US government. And their role was to teach Japanese, where the economy was totally ruined after the World War II. And they taught them quality management, process improvement, quality improvement, etc. They took it seriously, and now, as we know, Japan produces one of the finest automobiles and electronics, thanks to Dr. Deming and Dr. Juran. The cycle is very instructive. We need a 10% excellent plan in whatever activity we undertake, including setting up an FTP and delivering it with excellence. So after 10% excellent plan, we don't stop at that. We have to roll up the sleeve and put 90% flawless execution. That's a do, study, and act steps. Now, remember, planning without execution is futile, but the execution without planning could be fatal. And let me make some comments about the lack of focus on planning at the India scene in general. Some institutes do it well, lot of places, including businesses, planning does not get much focus. So things happen at the very last minute. If it doesn't happen, there is a lot of scrambling going on. So we can do better at the planning stage in India. Now, the first thing, I'm coming from the industry, worked at AT&T Bell Labs for 17 and a half years, and I started teaching in the business school. So learning that the workplace success comes by teams. So collaboration is extremely critical. So in my classes, students are involved in their own learning in a collaborative way, in a team fashion, and they need to start applying what they have learned doing the projects outcome based and experiential, and they are required to share their learnings and what they are finding with their classmates. So involve, learn, apply, and share, simple but elegant model which allows the engagement to start in the classes right from session one. Now here I have put together a very simple 12 keys to create the learner's engagement and create magic in the classroom. So I'll go through it very quickly. So when you are doing a topic as a faculty, assign a student to do a little bit of research, background search, and come back and ask the student to share what he or she found out, and keep rotating the students so everybody get a chance to do the research and share their finding. As a faculty, our role should be to provide the importance and real world application of the topic to excite the learners and the students. And as an icebreaker, ask some topical questions so that people start thinking about what the topic is and how it relates to the real world in application side. Now, sincere request that if we as a faculty teach the basic concepts and principles, our students don't need to memorize. The current culture of memorizing, mugging up, and vomiting is not serving anybody. Instead, if we focus on the basics, the principles, and the concepts, if we deliver that, then students can handle any situation given to them in the workplace, and always allow the curiosity and innovativeness to flourish in the classroom. And at the end of the session, ask everyone to share one or two takeaways from what they learned from the session for that day. And these are the things we can easily incorporate in our modules on a day-to-day basis. Harvard Business Publishing shared some ideas about engagement, and I've borrowed it in items 8 to 11. You can always conduct short polls or voting, arrange some role plays, have a small groups to have a discussion and report back to the entire class, form a team to work on a project for the entire semester, and share their project report and presentation for the class. And you can always bring some guest speakers who add additional perspective. And again, sincere request, we as a faculty must replenish our knowledge. So we are at the cutting edge. And unless we are at the cutting edge, how can we give the cutting edge knowledge to our students and the learners? And if we do that, we get a gold star and create the magic in the classroom. Now, this is a simple acronym I wanted to share. I'm sure here in the Western world, we know CEO, the top person there, MD or CMD. So in my classes, focus is collaborative learning. That's a team focus and cooperation. So students learn from each other, the peer learning, which Dr. Prabhatji mentioned. Experiential learning, article reading, somewhere between 8 to 10 articles from Harvard Business Review, MIT Sloan, McKinsey Quarterly, etc. They read it individually in the groups, and then they discuss and debate and learn from each other's perspective and write up a short 2-page summary, and that gets graded. And they work on a project as we talked about. And the last item is outcome based. So one of the things I was instituted in my classes is reflection journal. It's a simple 1 page with 3 items. What are the 3 learnings have you got from the course? What are the 3 lessons you will implement when you are at the workplace? And quick plan on how you will implement those three key lessons in the workplace. By forcing them to put this thing on piece of paper begins the journey, hopefully, for implementation of the knowledge they've gained. So collaborative, experiential, and outcome-based learning. Another comment I want to make, because we have all the faculties attending this FDP, in India and around the world, generally faculties learn in a solo fashion, singular. There's not much interactions with other faculties. So under the umbrella of Indo-Universal Collaboration for Engineering Education, we have been delivering collaborative FDPs to faculties from many engineering colleges throughout India. And the focus is the faculty needs to learn using this acronym CSIR, very famous in India, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. I'm borrowing some very simple acronyms which are prominent. So collaborative learning under the scientific guidance of the expert faculties, but they have to do a lot of introspection and reflection. So if the faculty learns in a collaborative way, they will get much more value from the FDP, and then they will inculcate that orientation to focus on students to learn in a collaborative way, because it has to start from charity begins at home. If we empower the faculty, they can empower the students. Now, a few more slides showing here a difference between the average versus the gifted teacher. The average teacher will explain the complexity, but the gifted teacher will reveal the simplicity. I think all of us should try to make a point to learn the subject and keep it as simple as possible so that the knowledge can be transmitted and the learners can absorb it. Now, in Sanskrit, there are many forms of teachers. Initially, when you deliver the information, you are Adhyapak. When you add the knowledge to it, you become Upadhyay. When you add the skills, you are Acharya. When you share your insight, you become Pandit. When you share your visionary thinking, you are a Drishta. And ultimately in life, when you share your wisdom, you become the guru. And it should be a progression we should all be looking for, that towards the end of the journey in our life as a faculty, hopefully we will achieve something more than being just an adhyapak. And important to remember that we as a faculty need to educate our students by engaging, energizing, entertaining, and empowering them, and use all these levels as appropriate. Last item, importance of soft skills. Now, if you look at all the surveys coming out, more than 90% of the executives are asking that the new hires should have better soft skill compared to the hard skill or the technical skills. And the last bullet is very instructive. It says for a new hire, ability to work in a team is most desirable over analytical or the quantitative skills. Unfortunately, most of the institutes in India, and I have a personal experience teaching in India since 2006 at various places, brilliant students, they focus only on hard or technical skills and they generally neglect the soft skill. As a result, they don't do the best in the colleges and universities. They do not get the best placement they are capable of. And even if they get the placement, they are not able to make good progress in life at the workplace. So in general, as an engineer or a business people, we do projects throughout our life. In order to do projects well, we need to understand the importance of leadership, decision making, time management, teamwork, which includes problem solving, and project management, including the risk management. And by the way, risk management has not much place in India in the education sector. I was talking to Dr. Anil Sahasrabudheji, Chairman AICTE, and one of the recommendation I made was that we need to have specific FDP on project management and risk management. He says risk is totally neglected. So far, we have not focused on it. And pandemic has taught us that the risk can come at any time and you need to be ready and make plan for it. Very quickly, since 2013, in the last 8 years, soft skill program has been delivered and more than 1 million students, faculties and professionals have benefited, and number of programs delivered for the students, the faculties. And by the way, last two FDPs I've listed here, NEP 2020 deployment, 16 senior leaders from 8 colleges and universities came through the program, 7 weekends. They all learned the number of things to take the learning back to their colleges and universities, including Baldrige education. And currently we are teaching, we just started yesterday actually, on the 4th, the 22 leaders from 9 colleges and university at the next level, department heads and deans on the project management FDP. Remember, in the 20th century, we needed to have reading, writing, and arithmetic, but in 21st century, those things are given. The differentiators will be 3 additional critical skills: the teamwork, problem solving, and project management. I don't see the focus on project management at many institutes, either in engineering or the business side. It's very sparse. So we need to have more focus on project management. And students should be working on projects in the team, learn how to do problem solving, because that's the throughout the life we will be working on it. So in summary, the guidance for the faculty is, when you are doing the FDP or a course planning, do good bit of plan upfront, and clarity of the evaluation scheme is critical, and don't keep changing it halfway. If you are forming the team in the classroom, only single lead person to lead the team for accountability. Collaborative learning we talked about among teams and across teams. Execute your course plan with excellence. Time management, again, another area we need to have more stress on it at the India scene, and make sure that students are following the directions and guidance to do the assignments on a timely basis, and the reflection and succinct summary of the articles and the cases will lead to better retention. Make it fun while sharing the new information, and empower yourself to energize your learners. So with that short of 15 minutes, those of you who are listening, just write down 2 key takeaways. What did you learn from short module, and what will you take it forward so that you can start engaging your students in the classrooms and the executives you will be teaching in the ongoing programs. So with that, I want to end my remarks. And once again, thank you very much, Dr. Usha ji, Dr. Prabhat ji, for allowing me to share a few of my thoughts. And we would love to collaborate with you, Dr. Prabhat ji, and it will be a delight to work with the outstanding effort you put in at Jaipuria at 4 campuses.